So this is WebEx for administrators. The main point to this course or this little webinar is to talk about the structure, the permissions, the process for using WebEx, a little bit about the actual program, scheduling a meeting. For one reason, we have a limited amount of time, and for another reason, it's a very similar program to GoToMeeting, so I think everybody's going to find it pretty easy to use. There's lots of resources out there, but how it's structured is a little different than what we're used to, so we're going to be covering that. The reason, and Kelly can speak to this much better than I can, but the reason that ESA has switched over to WebEx is that it's a lot more cost effective. So we're going to be able to have a lot more virtual rooms available. And the implementation for this is in 2 phases. So everyone invited to this webinar today, or WebEx today, is part of a limited group that can start using it right now. December 1st, or sometime thereabouts, it will go CSD-Y, and you'll see why in a minute. A GoToMeeting actually ends the end of February, so that product won't be available to us any longer. Is that right, Kelly? Did you start to say something?
No, it's at the end of February is the end date.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Or you could say March. So, starting in March. So what we're going to cover today, we'll cover the conference room structure, the permissions and responsibilities, how to schedule a meeting, how to manage a mailbox, how to manage group membership, and where you can find training and resources to use WebEx. And we'll have a little period for questions and answers, hopefully answers. And we're going to start here with the permissions and structure. So there are currently 12 WebEx rooms available. There's 19 more on order, and that's why that date is not real firm in December when everyone can start using it, but CSD can expect to have access to those ordered rooms sometime in December. At headquarters, there are 6 rooms available. There are 6 more that will be on order and rolled out in phase 2. And those are primarily for headquarters use. So how those permissions are structured for these rooms is with some security groups in Active Directory. There is a WebEx admin group, and there's a WebEx user group for HQ. So you can see the names of these groups up here, the WebEx admins in red and the user group in blue. Everybody in the WebEx user group can schedule appointments on the Outlook calendars for the WebEx rooms. If you put an appointment, invite one of these rooms to a meeting, it will automatically be accepted onto the calendar if the time and date is available. And if everybody's using this correctly, you're going to know that that time and date is available because you will have checked the calendar first. People in that user group at headquarters are just about everybody in headquarters. The WebEx admin group is a little more limited, and we'll go over and show you who's in each of these groups. But those WebEx admins at that headquarter level can add appointments, but they can also edit and delete other people's appointments. So for example, somebody books an appointment and they're gone, they're not going to have that meeting. The people in the admin group can go in and delete that off of the calendar or change an appointment, edit an appointment that other people book. So they have more access, but there's a limited amount of people in that group. There's one training room available. It's kind of out there on its own. It's equipped with special features. The admins for headquarters all have access to that. Region 1 has 1 room available right now, 3 more on order. They have their own admin group. So the confidential secretary, the training manager, and if that needs to be expanded, it can. This is phase 1, so this is making sure that this is going to work for everybody. But the people in this limited R1 WebEx admin group will have that full control over all of these Region 1 calendars. And the people in this CSD Region 1 user group, it's pretty much everybody in Region 1, and they'll be able to book their own appointments and edit and delete their own appointments. So the WebEx, again, the admin group for Region 1 can also edit, delete other people's appointments. The HQ WebEx admin group also has permissions to the Region 1 WebEx rooms. This structure is the same for Region 2. So they'll have 1 room available right now to start using for this first phase, and then 3 more are on order. And they have their own WebEx admin group. Users are everybody in Region 2. And again, with Region 3. And I kind of skipped over Region 3 there, but it looks exactly the same. And then there's the contact center. So currently the contact center has 2 WebEx rooms. They have a similar permission structure. Everybody in the contact center can create their own appointments on these rooms. They'll be automatically accepted onto the calendar. The people in the contact center admin group can edit, delete other people's appointments, and HQ has permissions also to do that. And there's 4 more rooms on order for the contact center. This is kind of just a roll-up. This little roll-up is available out there on the SharePoint site that we're going to be looking at. And this kind of gives you an overview of what the rights are. And if you notice down at the bottom, the little green line that says users, it says all DSHS staff can view all of the meeting room calendars and so forth. They just can't make appointments on it. If they need to make an appointment, if there's not a room available on, if a Region 1 staff finds that there's no Region 1 rooms available and they absolutely need to make an appointment, they can contact someone in the admin group for one of the other regions and work it out with them to create an appointment on their calendar if there's an available room, and they'll be able to see those. They just won't be able to make an appointment on them. So the admin groups, this is pretty much how the admin groups look right now. Okay, we mentioned that there's a SharePoint site available. So the SharePoint site is located, if you click on the Project tab, and then down to WebEx. This is the SharePoint site. The SharePoint site has announcements. You can sign up for alerts on the announcements. The contact center rooms, everybody's rooms are all listed here, along with the room login email, the password for that room, and the room contact. We can, if anybody finds that they need additional information in this list, we can certainly edit it, but we'll try to get all the information that will make it really easy to use these rooms located in one spot. There's also some WebEx resource links over here, how to schedule a WebEx meeting. There's a great PowerPoint. There's an OLT. And there's also, this is an important link, test WebEx with this test link. So this link allows you to, you can send this link to people, or you can just go on the SharePoint site and use this link and test to make sure everything on your computer is set up and you're good to go with your meeting before the actual meeting. And it looks like everybody did that today because everybody got on really easily today. Oh, using WebEx for the first time. Again, those resources are on the SharePoint site. And the one that's called the CSD WebEx overview is going to look a little bit like this. It's got how to use it. The instructions are specific to how we're using it in CSD. What we're going to do right now.
Hi, this is Jennifer Martinez.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi there. I just kind of wanted to verify what you were saying a minute ago about a person in Region 1 knows that they're going to be traveling in 3 weeks to be working in Olympia at headquarters, and they want to schedule a meeting while they're there, but they want to use the meeting room to meet back up with people in Region 2. Do they have to get permissions first to schedule in the room, or do they have that access?
It's a really good question. So do you mind if I go ahead? Linda?
No, I would love you to answer that, Kelly.
So if they're from Region 1, their first resource would be their own room, the Region 1 room. If there's no availability, then they can ask headquarters if they can borrow a resource. That's why the calendars are open for visibility.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So it doesn't really matter where they're physically located.
It really
they'll
doesn't.
try to keep to their own rooms.
Right. That's
And
our
then that's why
recommendation.
the list of whose contacts are is available.
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
That was a good question, Jennifer.
Mm-hmm.
If there's no other questions right now, we'll cover the steps in this PowerPoint for scheduling a room. We will go over it, and Kelly will do a little demonstration. So the first step for scheduling one of these new WebEx rooms is to check the Outlook calendar. And this works just the same as it did with GoToMeeting, but the names of the rooms are different. And of course, you've got all that information on the SharePoint site. A lot of us have different preferences for how we schedule, how we look at other people's calendars to find an available time. But I'll go over 2 frequently used methods. And the first one is to use your calendar list. So you would open all of the rooms that you'll be using as a shared calendar. You right-click on shared calendars, add the calendar, type the name in, and it will appear in the list here. And if you are in the admin group, it should automatically appear for you. Everyone can see the rooms. Everyone can see all the rooms, so you can just add it as a shared calendar to your list of calendars. And then you can use the day, week, month, or in 2010, there's the schedule view, which is great.
That's nice.
It is. It looks like this, and you can find an available time. And the next method is that method where you open a meeting invitation and you click on the scheduling assistant button in the meeting invitation, and you add the rooms down that list and the rooms that you're going to be using, and look for an available time that way. So just the same as we did using GoToMeeting, but the names are different.